Can I get everyone's attention, please, and we could all stand to the salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My name is Joe DiLolle, and I am the campaign consultant for the freeholders. I still call them freeholders. They're called commissioners now. I've been around in politics a long time. To me, it'll always be freeholders. But anyway, I just want to thank everyone in the room tonight for coming out. It says a lot that you're taking the time out on the weekend to be here, and that's important to our country. I think we all realize we're at a crossroads here, and just the fact that you people have come out tonight to find out what's going on in your town, bravo to you. Thank you for being here. At this time, Dave is going to come up and speak to you.
Hello everybody. Before I get started, I just want to let you know Greg he's a soccer coach also, a very dedicated family man, one of the most dedicated I've ever met. And they end up winning some different tournaments that put him in a weekend-long tournament going on, and he is the coach. So he will not be able to be here tonight. He would love to, but he expresses his sincerity of wanting to speak to all of you and get a chance to meet you. Our hope is to have multiple town meetings before the election, possibly each month. If all goes well, he will be here at the next one. So again, I just wanted to express that. He wanted to be here, but I'm glad he's where he's at. He needs to be there for his kids at the moment. Not that you all won't be part of the family later on, as we get our way through the general election, but I just wanted to let you know what was going on there. Just to give you a little overview, most of you I think I've met at some point in time, in my life here, living in the township. Never had a dream of being in the political arena. But after 3.5 years of getting involved when they tried to put a warehouse in down the street from us, and seeing what was going on in our community with our elected officials and how little they respected, not all of them, but a good portion of them, how little they respected the residents, their concerns, their questions, or even their well-being. It got to the point where I finally had enough, and I decided to get involved. A lot of people have been egging me on, for a while to do it, and again, it's never been a dream, but it's time for a change. It's time for things to be done a little different. It's time for the residents to have that respect that is deserved and needed, and it's time for someone to get up there and actually serve you the way it's meant to be, not the other way around. So that's my goal. Most of you, again, have seen our palm cards, seen our information. I'm not going to bore you with a lot of those details. Some of our biggest stances, Greg and I, though, are maintaining, of course, our rural character, and that's in different ways. We have a lot going on right now, as most of you know, about the Affordable Housing Act and the things that are going on that side. It's a battle. The state is trying to push a lot of the development from up north down our end, and they're picking on areas now that they feel they can overrun, either through builders remedy lawsuits or other factors that are going on. And there's a lot more involved in it than what I'm giving you tonight. And there's a lot of research that if you want to reach out to me, I can even give you a lot of the information on it so you can do your own homework. But it's a fight. There's been multiple rounds. We're on our 4th round currently. They're talking about having a 5th round towards the end of next year. And then the 6th round, which I have not heard a time announced, but they're hoping to go through that many. And each of these rounds, the state tries to tell you how many homes you have to build in your town that are considered affordable, which wouldn't be a problem, except along with that, they actually put along market rate homes with it at anywhere from a 1-to-1 to a 1-to-5 ratio. So obviously if you have 1,000 homes coming in that are affordable, you could have 5,000 to 6,000 homes coming in at the same time that you have no control over. And as you know from our town, our school systems can't handle that, our infrastructure can't handle it, our fire departments can't handle it. It would be an absolute nightmare, and it needs to be done a lot better, and we need people up there that are going to fight for this and not give in to the builders, or at least not follow the normal status quo that happens in our state in a lot of towns. That's what Greg and I hope to accomplish, and God willing, we'll get through the general in November with your support, and then we can move on and see what we can do in January when we get some teeth in this fight. We're real big on no data centers. Warehouses do not belong in our town, especially, like I said, without having any type of water and sewer, and anybody that lives near one knows the side effects of it. Yes, they bring some tax rateables, which we do need in our town, but we can do that with some smart growth. There's a lot of ways we can do things to help offset our taxes, and a lot of ways that I'm hoping when we get in there we can start cutting some of the fat out of our budget that's been there, that we've been addressing or trying to address for the last 3 years from a residential standpoint up, and it's fallen on deaf ears. We're hoping to make a difference there. Something I've heard a lot going around door to door is our main corridors. When you look down Route 47 and Route 40, there's a lot of eyesores. Anybody that's coming into our town does not see what we see from living here. They don't see the beauty. They see a lot of rundown businesses, they see a lot of empty properties, a lot of vacant properties that have been overrun, and a lot of businesses that just are not keeping up with their end of the deal the way they should. That is something that Greg and I aim to change. Let's get our town looking the way it's supposed to be and get it a lot cleaner so we can actually bring in the better type of clientele. As you know, when you're going to look at a car, if you go to a car lot and you see all rusted out vehicles sitting on a car lot, is that where you're going to go, or are you going to go where the shiny cars are? It may not be a better choice, but you're going to go where they look better. And that's how we need to start attracting business. The better we are in our area, the more we'll attract in the better side, and we can actually do that again through a smart conservation style growth that doesn't crush our town and keeps us in the way we like to be in a rural community. Just a little overview, which the MC will probably go over here in a moment. There's going to be mobile speakers getting up. We're getting started a little later, so again, I won't keep you long. There'll be a meet and greet at the end that I'm hoping, we can, if anybody wants to open up their time for questions, they're more than welcome. If not, we'll have time at the end. We can go around and talk to each of you, and you can have your questions then if you don't want to ask them on a out in a public forum side. But that's the gist of what this is. Once we get into office, again, God willing, we plan on having, hopefully at least once a quarter, a town hall meeting somewhere within our town, whether it be at the VFW, whether it be at one of the high schools, where the residents can come out and feel they can just talk to us. Talk to the people that are elected, that are there to represent you, and let's talk about our concerns. Let's talk about what we like in the town. Let's talk about what we want to do better, and we can do this as a community. And let's grow as a community together. And that's it for my time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. I think it's great that you are planning on doing these town hall meetings. We seem to have one problem in Gloucester County, and it seems to be transparency. And to hear you say that, once elected, you're going to have these meetings, I think it's a great thing. So I know you people have been waiting for a while, so we're going to get the program started here. As Dave said at the end, anybody has any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them. The candidates are going to hang around to talk to you. But at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our Senate candidate, Justin Murphy, who is going up against Cory Booker. We all know what's going on in Washington, and we need to get some common sense up there. So, Justin.
Hello, how's everyone? You hear me okay? Yeah. All right, thank you for having me. We'll be very brief. I know we've got some very important people to hear from tonight. Always a thank you to Gloucester County. Fortunate and honored to have won the primary on June 2nd to be the Republican Party's nominee to take on Cory Booker this November. And Gloucester County gave my campaign the largest margin of victory in the state, so I thank you for that. Your enthusiasm and passion is very welcome, and it will be needed more now for November. We have a tough fight ahead of us, but we're up for it. My name is Justin Murphy, for those of you that I have not had the privilege of meeting before. I've lived in New Jersey since 1976, and I was raised by a single mother, raised Catholic. Off to high school, graduated age 17, then served in the U.S. Navy for 4 years, came home and started college right here in Glassboro State College, as it morphed into Rowan College, then Rowan University. I've been a small businessman and self-employed all my life, deputy mayor of my hometown, practicing law for 20 years. I'm complaining, not bragging when I say that. It's a first, and I have to share with you, and you'll get a kick out of this. I graduated law school in May of 2000, and take a guess who gave my law school commencement address? No. Joe Biden. It was horrible. He could talk then. He could put a couple words together. But we graduated. We went off into the world. We practiced law. But New Jersey's been my home, as it's been yours and mine since 1976. I'm honored to be the nominee for U.S. Senate. I have to thank also in Gloucester County, not just the county and the big win that it gave us on primary night, but my field director down there, Frank CIABATTONI, is a workhorse. Okay, I have to hand it to him. He does a lot of work for us. He's nonstop, a lot of energy and passion, and the party needs that. We need the youth and that energy. And we'll need that from all of us this November, because we're in a tough fight. Mr. Booker has announced that he will be campaigning across the country for these midterm elections. And that's fine, because I've announced 21 town halls, one in each New Jersey county. And we've already underway with that. We've got 2 out of the way. We're going to hold at least 1 in each county. And that tells me that Mr. Booker is taking this race for granted. He's taking votes for granted. He doesn't think that there's a serious challenge to him. And I think we're going to surprise him this November. All right, we have a message that resonates with people. We have the better to America, the better to offer for America. We have a much better tomorrow. We have better plans. We have better policy. We have better politicians. We have better candidates. Okay, our America that we offer and believe in, okay, is better than Cory Booker's. And how do I know that? Because our America is one of a secure border, because we value citizenship and we value legal immigration. It's the middle class being able to afford a home. It's not being strangled by student loan debt, which I know a lot about that. Having gone off to college and law school and my master's, I have $175,000 of student loan debt. So believe me, when young people are concerned about student loan debt, I'll be their candidate. The Republican Party is the party of a secure border. It's the party that took a 40-year high inflation rate of 9% down to 2.4% and 4.2%. That's dealing with the issue of affordability. It's our issue, it's a winning issue. The Republican Party, with me at the top of the ticket, will be on offense this November. We will not let Democrats define us. We will not let the print media define us. We will be on offense. With our messaging, we will win the battle of communication. We will present an America to the American people that is optimistic and confident. My opponent hates Donald Trump. I want increased energy production to gainfully employ our middle class. He hates Donald Trump. I want a secure border because we value citizenship and legal immigration. He hates Donald Trump. I want school choice for parents because parental rights are the civil rights issues of our time, and there is no co-parenting arrangement between parent and government, period. The Supreme Court has said so for over 100 years. Bureaucrats do not raise children. Parents do. And the Republican Party, fighting for school choice and school vouchers, is on the right side of history and on the right side of that issue. And my opponent, well, he hates Donald Trump. See what I'm getting? The far left of the Democrat Party, they will not let their candidates run on any other issue other than they hate Donald Trump. They look forward to not only obstructing Donald Trump, but to impeach him for a third time. Now, do we need to put America through a third impeachment of Donald Trump? Absolutely not. I'm tired of it myself. I don't need to go through another one. I don't need to go through another impeachment of Donald Trump. We have a better vision to offer people, and we just need to be on offense and make sure we define ourselves to do it. We are the party of parents. We're the party of the middle class. Donald Trump has delivered not only a secure border, but lower interest rates. So home ownership is more attainable for our young working families. Lower interest rates, rising wages. Now, all the while we had a 40-year high inflation rate of 9%, interest rates at 8%, an open border, rising crime rates, and declining wages, we didn't hear from Cory Booker. Now, this November, Cory Booker hears from all of us. We're not going to go back to the days of we hate Donald Trump. That's not America. America is parental rights, it's school choice, it's safe neighborhoods, it's an expanding economy so we enjoy the economic security our middle class deserves. That's what the Republican Party is bringing. Donald Trump just announced that the Republican Party will be having a midterm convention in Dallas this September. The way we have a 4-year convention for our presidential and vice presidential ticket, we're having one for our midterms. It'll be the first week or second week of September. Okay, great idea. We'll be on offense. He gets it. We nationalize these midterms and we put our message out there without it being distorted by our hostile friends in the press or our opponents in the Democrat Party. So I will be here tonight. Be happy to take some questions of yours. I want you to hear from these other fine people who I am honored to be with on the same ticket. We're going to win up and down the state and up and down the slate. It's an honor to be with each and every one of them. I'm honored to have gotten to know them. And I'm privileged to be here to be your nominee for United States Senate. Republicans have not sent a Republican to serve in the U.S. Senate from New Jersey since 1972. Now, folks, that's a long time, and it's time for a change. It's time for a change. So I look for your help and support November 3rd. We're all honored to have you. Thank you for coming tonight, too. A wonderful, beautiful day outside. You're here. It's important. We need people to be involved. Our apathy is too high. Our turnout rates are too low, and that's how the lunatic socialists are getting elected. It's true. New York just primary win, a whole bunch of socialists. 7% was the turnout in the Democrat primary. Now, generally, I'm not worried about turnouts in Democrat primaries, but 7%, it's how these people are getting elected, so we cannot sit home. We cannot sit home. We need to be out in full force this November Okay, we make not just a good showing, but we can win some House seats, we can send me to the US Senate, and we can help turn this state around with your help. So God bless you, and thank you for what you do and coming out and being engaged. I'm happy to sit here, and any questions you have for me later, come find me. God bless you.
We have our first congressional district, Damon Galdo. Damon?
Damon?
Justin's a little bit taller than I am, so.
Not much,
But yeah, my name is Damon Galdo. I'm the Republican nominee for District 1 in Congress in New Jersey. Now, I know this is outside my district, but I'm here to support Smith and Marshall, and because we all have to support each other. And I wasn't sure if I was going to speak tonight. I didn't know what was going to happen. Frank said he was going to ask about it, but never told me. Thanks, Frank. He's a great kid anyway. No, he's awesome. He's a prodigy right there. I mean, he's the future of this party and this state and this country. But so I'm going to go a different route because something hit me when I was driving here. And I just want to tell you why I got involved in politics, or how I got involved in politics. You know, I always followed it. And my older sister, I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers. I'm number 5 out of 6. So a sister that's older than me, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. She was stage 3, went through all the process, chemotherapy, proton therapy, double mastectomy, everything. They thought she beat it. Then it metastasized to her bone marrow. And then after that, her insurance company would not cover her PET scans. And the oncologist said, well, we have to have these PET scans because it'll prolong her life. Because the medication they put her on was basically lasting 2 years. And then once they see it move from her bone marrow to her organs, then they need to know that immediately. And they would not pay for it. So I went to every news media outlet that I possibly could, and I wouldn't stop. And finally, Fox 29 in Philadelphia covered the story. They went to her house, covered the story, aired it for a week, and then boom, they said, oh, we're going to pay for it now. So, and that prolonged her life for a long time. And after that, for that reason, once it did move to her liver and all that, I was lucky enough that I got into politics and I ran for Congress. And it was a funny story why I ran. It was a buddy of mine, he makes websites, and he's like, I'm tired of hearing you talking about this stuff. He said, I'll make you a website if you run for Congress. I said, should I start a little smaller than that first? You know, I'm a construction worker, I'm a carpenter. You know, I build commercial buildings and I love my job. I'm fortunate enough to actually love it. So I dismissed him. Then the very next day, I'm driving home from work. I was doing a job in Princeton, and I pulled over to get gas. There's a guy there. It's got a clipboard. He's getting signatures for his petition. He was running for Congress. We had a great conversation. And I said, buddy, I love what you're saying. I said, but I can't sign it for you, and I can't vote for you. I don't live in this district. And he said, well, you seem pretty passionate about it. He said, why don't you run for Congress in your district? So I'm driving home on 295, and I'm like, wow, that's 2 people 2 days in a row that just challenged me to run for Congress. So when I got home, I told my wife, I said, I'm running for Congress. And I'm not going to tell you her exact words. But anyway, she was like, how are you going to do it? I said, I don't know, I'm going to figure it out. And I did. I ran, came close, and then it came to the point where I was contacted by the county chairs, and they said they would give me the endorsement to run again. So that's how I got here. And on the way here, driving, my oldest sister, family, she lives right down the road, and she's passed last month. And so if I'm a little teary-eyed, I apologize. But I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to talk about my platform or where, what the policies are. You guys can go on my website and look at it. I mean, most of you probably can't even vote for me because you're not in my district. You'd be voting for Van Drew, but that's fine. I'm here to support everyone else. But I thought about it. You reach a point in life where life stops giving you things and starts taking away. And all of you sitting here, coming out here for this event to support, these candidates, that's important. It's because you care, because you're American. And you care about your town, you care about your state, you care about your country, you care about the future of your children and your grandchildren. And that is why we're here. And we're starting to lose that in this country. I mean, Justin mentioned that, you know, the DSA people, you know, Democratic Socialists in America, they're communists that just got elected in New York. Got Madani in New York. And that's our neighbor. It's coming here soon. So, I mean, New York is our neighbor. Madani is a nut. I mean, all his policies are bad. He hates America. And we have the same thing in Colorado, and there's more coming up all over the place that are popping up. And I look at it like this. I mean, the United States was built on Judeo-Christian values, and we were a family. And that's why I'm going down the family road right here, because all of us were. Everyone cared about each other. Everyone helped each other out. But now we have an infiltration of people, communists, I would say, that are infiltrating our government, and they're trying to take down our entire country, not just the town, not just the state, the entire country. But you guys being here tonight means that you care. You're going to do something about it. But I'm only asking you to talk to your family members, talk to your friends, talk to your coworkers, because as Justin said, the turnout that we had here for the primary, I think there was 20% of Republicans that came out, that's it. And he said 7% of Democrats in New York, and that's it. So that means, I don't even know how many Republicans came out in New York. It had to be lower than 7%. But it's the need to get out to vote, the need to care. And I always put it this way. Republicans and conservatives, we're more family-oriented people. You know, we have kids. You know, we take them to their games. You know, we're busy, we work. We're not on welfare, sitting at home or anything like that. So we kind of miss out on the votes. I mean, you guys don't, obviously, because you're here, you know, because I know you're going to go out and vote, but just getting all the Republicans out to vote. So I'll just put it in perspective my district. Now, I'm heavily blue district, District 1. There's 130,000 registered Republicans. There's 240,000 registered Democrats. So, and there's 210,000 registered independents. So if by some miracle, I got every Republican to come out to vote, which is not going to happen, I would still lose. But somebody still has to step up and do this. Somebody has to try to flip this state red. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I know you guys can't help me by voting, but you can help Justin by voting. You can help these guys by voting, Gloucester County, all the commissioners, because they're great people here. But I thank you for coming tonight. So, sorry I turned a little emotional, but it kind of hit home when I drove past my sister's house on the way here. So that's why I switched up my speech a little bit, because I thought it was important. But thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. And God bless you all. God bless the United States of America.
Damon, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I know the candidates appreciate it. It's just another show of support from a Republican in another district who cares about the other districts, and that's what this is all about. I've had the honor of being the person who is running the county campaign for the commissioners, and I'm very excited because we really have a great ticket. It's an exciting ticket. And the reason I know that it's a great ticket is because I have Democrats calling me, telling me, we're voting for your ticket. You people, you have the right ideas. You talk about transparency. You talk about bringing things out to the public. Our campaign theme is affordability. Very soon, within the next weeks or days, we're going to be getting our new tax bills. Wait till you see the county increase. It has to stop. The Democrat commissioners in Gloucester County want to kick you out of your house. They want to tax you right out of your house. And believe me when I say that to you, they don't care. They don't care about people. They want to tax you out of your house. And when you see your tax increase coming, and when you see the things they want to do, it's unbelievable. Our campaign is affordability. We are running a positive campaign. We are going to bring out what the Democrats are doing, but we are also going to tell you what we are going to do to make it more affordable for you. We have solutions. There's a lot of solutions in this county that can lower the tax burden on everyone in this county. These next three candidates are the people who can do that, along with Nick DeSilvio and Chris Conwell. It'll be the first time in 40 years that the county will come back under Republican rule. It's been 40 years. I think it's been long enough. We all see what happens. The arrogance is because they figure you can't be beat, so we'll do whatever we want. This is the year that stops. As I said in the beginning, this country is at a crossroad. I have grandchildren. Some of these candidates have grandchildren. It's about their future, and we need to make sure we do the right job. So at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the county commissioner candidates to you. Katherine Falcone. Woo.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. And now we're going to go local, right? Good evening, everyone. I truly appreciate all of you being here. My name is Katherine Falcone, and I had the honor of serving on the Monroe Township Council from 2019 through 2022. And during that time, our municipality had a population of approximately 40,000 residents. We had a budget of about $38 million. I served on every council committee, but my favorite was the budget committee. I enjoy digging into the numbers, identifying inefficiencies, looking for ways to improve them, and finding solutions that make government work better. I'm especially proud that during my 4 years on council, we held the municipal tax rate at 0 while continuing to provide the same level of services to our residents. Outside of public service, I am a business owner in Monroe Township on the Black Horse Pike. I've been self-employed for 33 years in the accessibility, construction, and medical equipment field, serving and working with local, state, and federal government, including the VA. I currently serve 7 states and continue to grow my business, creating more jobs in local people, for local people right here in our county. I've lived in Gloucester County my entire life. I'm the mother of 3 children and 6 grandchildren. But this brings us to one of the biggest issues facing our county and what our campaign is all about: affordability. Affordability for us, affordability for our families. Families are feeling the pressure everywhere they turn, and government has a responsibility to spend taxpayer dollars wisely. Did you know that our homes could be assessed every single year instead of every 10 years because of budget mismanagement by the Democrat commissioners in Gloucester County? That means that your home, which you may have bought for $200,000, could now be assessed at today's market value, possibly $400,000 or more, and you would be taxed on that higher amount. That's what Joe was saying, when we're going to be taxed right out of our homes, and that's going to happen by the Democratic commissioners. Did you know that Gloucester County operates a rolling truck that provides showers and laundry services funded by taxpayer dollars traveling throughout the county? I just found this out the other day, and I actually thought it was a joke. It's unbelievable. I had we have a group text, and I was like, is this a joke or is this for real? I couldn't believe it. So we pay for that as taxpayers. Did you know that we have a warden in Gloucester County, but we don't even have a jail? There are so many programs and positions that do not make sense to the taxpayers. People at the municipal level and people at the county level need to get along to get things done. So here at the county, we want to get along with you. When I was on Monroe Township Council, we often butted heads with the same county administration that's actually still in place today. One of those examples is the Fries Mill Road and Route 322 intersection. Here you go. As hard as we tried in Monroe, the county would not work with us to get anything done. To this day, that project still isn't completed. And the reason it still isn't completed is because behind the scenes, and I know this for a fact, the current administration would say to anybody on council in Monroe and the mayor, if you do this for us, we won't do that for you. So they wanted to bargain with us all the time, and we didn't budge. You can judge for yourself, but all I call it is not getting anything done, and it's still not done today. If you drive through that intersection, I heard all those groans. It's frustrating, whether you're trying to get to work or just trying to get home after one of those long days of work. It's just a real mess. That's why this election matters, but none of it happens unless people vote. Just like Justin was saying, whether you choose to vote by mail, vote early, or vote on election day, please make your plan now. Don't wait until the last minute because unexpected things can happen. Every vote truly makes a difference. We're here, the commissioner candidates, to support Franklin Township, and we hope you'll support us as well. We all succeed when we work together. We have to work together. This has been a one-party Democratic county for over 40 years. The bullying and friends and family plans have to stop because we, the taxpayer, are all paying it from our own wallets, and enough's enough. I'm excited about the opportunity to serve Gloucester County. We have a great team, and I'm proud to be 1/3 of that team sitting up here. Thank you again for having me tonight. If you have any questions afterwards, please feel to talk to me, and God bless you, and God bless our country. Thank you.
Our next candidate has a military history that she will talk to you about. And Barbara, thank you for your service. We appreciate it. Our next candidate to speak, Commissioner candidate, is Barbara McCormick.
Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate Franklinville having us here tonight. I feel at home in a VFW. As they said, I just finished serving 30 years in the Air Force as a nurse. Again, my name is Barbara McCormick. I am a 35-year resident of Washington Township. I actually grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania, but when I graduated high school, I ended up in New Jersey after a year of college, got sand in my shoes, and never went home. So that is how I ended up here in New Jersey. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I am a soldier or an airman, and I'm a nurse. All that has led to looking what happens is going on in our community. It can't go. What these politicians have done to us and what the Democrats have done to us here in Gloucester County is not good. You've heard it from Katherine, you've heard it from everybody. We have to do something about it. So I was not ready to stop my service. I said, let's do it again and continue. So I am a community healthcare leader, as it said on my card. I have been a nurse for over 30 years. I've worked for one of our local healthcare organizations, and I continue to for over 30 years with the same organization. I'm a problem solver. I've been a nurse manager. I'm an educator. I've been working with the whole mess with COVID, working with students. I haven't stopped. I'm also a champion for public safety and veterans. As you applauded me, and thank you very much, I proudly wore that uniform. I chose. I did 25 years in the Air Force Reserve and 5 years in the Delaware Air National Guard, where I've done a lot. I've gone overseas. I've been to Iraq and I've been to Afghanistan. I've worked with Hurricane Sandy victims. In Delaware, being part of the Guard, we did a lot of management to be ready for these disasters and in emergency relief. And that's something that our county government should be available for, to support our residents and to look and prepare for that. Not, we look at our county EMS, it really stinks that you have to be a Democrat to get hired. These union jobs, right? Yeah, they don't even look at you. It's absolutely ridiculous. I've had a lot of people reach out to me who used to work for me, who now work for the county. They said, you have our vote. We might not be able to show it outwardly, but you have our vote because this is ridiculous. My husband's a retired New York City policeman. Again, public safety is huge. What they've done to our policemen, tied their hands. We've all have seen Ember back with the dog too. You know, we have to hold people accountable for what they do wrong and protect them when they do something right. It's as it should be. You're going to hear more from Martino. I am blessed to be part of this team. I feel like I'm like the sibling in the middle, and whether it's in the pictures or age or whatever that may be. Again, I think we're all doing it for the right reasons. None of us are lifetime politicians. None of us are on the take for what decision we make. We are there to serve you, and I've knocked on doors, and I appreciated Franklinville last year when I was an LD4 candidate. To educate your neighbors, talk to your neighbors, get on the conversation. We have to get people out to vote. We have to teach them why they need to come out to vote, get them registered to vote, and we can definitely do that. So I am proud to be here. I'm happy to be here. I'll be here to answer some more questions, but like I said, I'm a problem solver, and I'm gonna dive into that and find out more. As you heard Katherine, these things are ridiculous. I myself, I served on my Veterans Advisory Board for over 20 years at my township. I've been the president for the New Jersey Emergency Nurses Association. So, volunteerism is in my blood, and I'm here for you. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
How many Phillies fans we got here tonight? Not that many?
Yes.
Wow. Well, we all know what a championship team is. We experienced that not too long ago. Not long enough, I guess, but every championship team is a team. It's a team work. And you have the lineup, you got the coaching, but what's one of the most important things to a team? The closer. Remember Brad Lidge? What was he, 45 for 45 in saves? Well, this is a team, and now I'm going to introduce our closer to you, Martino Cartier.
Good evening, Franklinville. It's nice to be here with you guys today. My name is Martino Cartier, and I'll tell you how I wound up in Gloucester County. My mother was Egyptian and Catholic and was pregnant and not married. And in 1975, if she were to be caught, she would have either been killed or tortured. So her family brought her here to get an abortion. And back then you couldn't get one at the time of her trimester like you can today. So I wound up in an orphanage. And I wound up getting adopted by a family from Pittman, New Jersey, when I was born in North Jersey. And they were Republican. And my grandfather raised me on Reaganomics, to the point that if it was Christmas time and I wanted to buy something for my grandpop who owned Franklin Electric in Pittman on Broadway, if it didn't say Made in America, I got my ass whooped. So I grew up on Proud to be an American and Reaganomics. So later in life, I started a business in Gloucester County in 1998. In 2011, I started a nonprofit that's nationwide called Wigs and Wishes. About 5 years ago, I received an Ellis Island Medal of Honor for my contribution to this country and to women and children battling cancer. To this day, only 7 seated presidents have ever received that honor. Now, I share that with you not to brag. I share that with you because I, too, am a problem solver. And I, with the team, have solutions for these exuberant taxes that we're paying to live in Gloucester County. We're the 24th highest tax county in America. There are 3,100 counties. Figure that one out. We have an administrator by the name of Steve Sweeney who makes more than J.D. Vance. He makes more than Mikey Sherrill. You want to know why your taxes are high? Because Republicans don't go out and vote, and we are the little Iran of New Jersey because they've been in charge for almost 45 years. Yes, we have a warden and we have no jail, but did you know the warden has 8 employees? This is why our taxes are so high. This is why we make a difference on day one if all of us win. How many of you look at that stupid newsletter that comes out from the county once a month? Anybody look at it? Good. I'm glad you don't look at it, but I want to tell you what it costs. I wanted to know what it costs. I was told anywhere between $750,000 to $1.2 million a year just for the Democrats to brag about themselves. If Chris Conwell or Nick DeSilvi do save a dog or help an elderly woman or help a veteran, they're not in that mailer. That mailer stops on day one if we win. Day one. Thank you. And I want you to know, I only read the mailer now because I'm running. And last month, they didn't say we might assess your house every year. They said we are going to assess your house every year. And they tried to drink some Kool-Aid why we would think it would be okay. It's a joke. The county, we talked about Steve Sweeney. Let's talk about his little mistress assistant, Michelle. Michelle, she makes over 200 and some $1,000 and nobody can tell us what she does. Steve Sweeney just fired the superintendent of GCIT, which is supposed to be the oyster of Gloucester County, hired a superintendent that never taught a day in a classroom. Yeah, your jaw's on the floor, so is mine. I graduated from that school. They are running that school into the ground, and Franklinville has kids that go to that school. And now you have a superintendent that's never even taught. When I was standing there looking straight at Steve Sweeney's face, which I wish I didn't have to do, I read, did you know, administrator, that if you Google, just ask Google, what qualifies you to be a superintendent? 99, you could Google it yourself, 99.9% of superintendents must teach in a classroom for 3 to 5 years, then become an assistant principal, then become a principal, then become a superintendent so you understand the kids, their needs, the parents, all those things. He doesn't care. He doesn't care to the point that he didn't even let the principal, who they fired, by the way, this year, and she had her doctorate in vocational school. What more do you want for a principal? But they wouldn't let her speak on her last year of being fired for no reason. Wouldn't let her say goodbye to those kids. Wouldn't wish them good luck. And I pray the wind's always at your back. And I fought for her hard. I went hard on Facebook Live feeds that had 50,000 views in Gloucester County. And I went to the county meeting. And I said, they're going to let Joanne Gattinelli speak. That's what they're going to do. They're going to let Joanne Gattinelli speak at the graduation class. They don't know who Joanne Gattinelli is. So I said, you know what? You want to let Joanne speak? Let her. Sweeney, you want to speak? You speak too. But let that principal speak, because if you don't, it's a crime. And guess what? The graduation came and went, and she didn't get to say goodbye to her kids. They don't care about the kids. They don't care about Franklinville. They don't care about Gloucester County. They care about their own padding their pockets, their own contracts, and their lies. They can't run on any merit. You know what they run on? Martino bought a monkey in 1999 and it's illegal in New Jersey, and it was imported from Africa and it was rare. They just printed that in some stupid article. The truth is, I went to Philly and bought it where it's legal for my oldest son when he was 2. And the monkey died. But, you know, this is what they run on. They run on just throwing mud. They can't run and tell you what they've done for Franklinville, because what have they done for Franklinville? Nothing. Let me tell you one last thing in closing. Yellow and blue make green. That's a fact. Nobody can change that. My 2-year-old, I have 2 boys and 1 on the way, and a beautiful wife. And they're all Republican. But yellow and blue make green. If my little baby toddler mixes it, it still turns out green. If Picasso does it, it still turns green. So there's just some common sense in life. There's some facts in life. And the facts are that they don't care. The facts are that the reason why we're the 24th highest is because they pay themselves just as much as the Vice President of the United States makes. That stops day one. If we always do what we've always done, we will always get what we've always got. So it's time to make a difference. And for the Democrats that are your friends, because I have Democrats that are my friends, and I tell them, you better vote for me, because it's your taxes. It's not just my taxes. It's not just the Republicans' taxes. It's the Democrats' taxes too. So if we can flip some of our Democrat friends to realize, look, you may hate Trump all you want, but I can't vote on open borders. I hate open borders, but as a commissioner, we can't vote on that. We can't vote on abortion. Of course, I am pro-life. I'm adopted, but I can't vote on that. My job is to save this sinking county that's been sinking for 45 5 smelly years because of crooked Sweeney and crooked Norcross. Are we together?
Yes.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
Send me to Washington. I'll vote on the borders and abortion, I promise.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll drink to that.
I just want to thank you for having us here tonight, Dave. I appreciate it. At this time, I'm going to turn the program back over to Dave. Again, thank you for having us here tonight. We appreciate it.
I want to talk a little bit about volunteer work first. And I got somebody I want to introduce. Then I am going to come back up and open it up for questions, just so you know. It takes a village to make anything happen. You've heard it tonight about people coming out to vote. We need a turnout. We need people to register if they're not. We need independents to vote for us. And we have heard about some Democrats that want to switch over too. For us, and we got to make sure that goes up the chain. We have to make sure this is our year that it happens. We can turn a lot of negative into positive. But the volunteer part, I wanted to thank all the people that are here tonight. Thank everybody. I want to thank everybody that took the time to talk to myself and Greg, and some of our other volunteers, Chris, Frank, other ones went around door to door also. It means a lot. We get to connect with you on the level that we want to and get to hear your concerns. And like I said, I will be opening that up in a little while for questions. I want to thank the VFW for allowing us to have this here tonight. And we've got a great town. We need to keep it that way. But talking about some of the biggest volunteers, a lot of you don't know. There's a gentleman sitting up here that's, not that I want to insult anybody else, but he's the best dressed out of us. Frank is an asset and a half to this community, to the Republican Party, and to anybody he helps with. I got a chance to meet him early on in our campaign, and I did not know him prior to that, but I was introduced to him. He stepped up in a big way, and I didn't realize what he had done for everybody else at that point in time, of how much he helps, how much he connects with people, and how much he cares about this community and about the Republican Party. We heard somebody mention earlier about Reagan. I'm a Reagan-era myself. He was my favorite president. He reminds me a lot of Theodore Roosevelt and Reagan wrapped up into one combination. He's just got a drive that's fantastic. He energizes us whenever he gets involved, and he does a lot for us. I just want to let him come up. He's got a couple things he wants to talk to you about, and I just want to introduce Frank and give him a big welcome. He's done a lot for a lot of people.
Good evening, everyone. As you know, my name is Frank. I'm a lifelong resident of Franklin Township and someone deeply involved in our Republican Party. It is an honor to stand before you tonight, and it is also an honor to serve as the Gloucester County Field Director for Justin Murphy for United States Senate. Before we continue with our program tonight, I would like to ask everyone to please join me in a brief moment of silence to honor the memory and service of late Senator Lindsey Graham. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and colleagues during this time. Thank you. I now want to extend a huge thank you to Mr. Dave Marshall for hosting this fantastic event tonight. I also want to recognize and thank our terrific candidates who are here with us tonight. Justin Murphy, Damon Galdo, Katherine Falcone, Barbara McCormick, Martino Cartier, and John Valentine. Thank you all for your leadership and for being here tonight. I'm standing here because I want to talk to you about a wonderful new opportunity to get involved with our local Republican Party, with an organization that will truly take your concerns seriously. I would love to invite each and every one of you to participate in the very first meeting of the newly formed Franklin and Newfield Republican Club. The goal of this club is simple: to connect to fellow Republicans, give you a platform to voice your concerns, and work together to help get our Republican candidates across the finish line. Our first official meeting will be held at the Janvier Fire Hall at 7 p.m. on July 30th. Absolutely everyone is welcome to attend. You can also find us and follow us on our Facebook for updates. If you have any questions at all, please come see me right after this, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for your time.
Before we get to the meet and greet, I just wanted to give a chance for anybody that wants to openly ask me some questions, or if you want to pass them on to any of the candidates up here. If you have any concerns, any questions about things that are going on at our level locally or on the way up the chain, this is your chance to voice them. And if you don't want to do it publicly, so we will be coming around and talking to everybody in the audience also. But here's your chance. If you'd like to ask any questions, go ahead and put me on the spot. Got to make it a little tougher than that.
I want raised cottages, detached auxiliary structure.
Thank you, Nora.
Everybody must be happy.
Well, at this point in time, then, there's no direct questions. I want to thank Chris for filming us tonight, too. He did this on the spot. He wasn't supposed to be doing it tonight, but he stepped up at the last minute, so thank you. And for Nora, of course, doing all the meet and greet on the way in, and I'm sure I'm missing somebody else up there. But if you don't have any questions, I want to thank everybody for coming. It's greatly appreciated. This was the most humbling experience, or at least one of the most humbling experiences of my life, winning this primary. Like I said, I've never had a dream of going down this path, but I'm a resident that cares. I do not want to be a politician. I'll get you, Nora, hold on one second. I never wanted to be a politician. I want to be a neighbor, a resident, and a friend. And I want to show you what it's like to serve, and I want to be here for you. And that's my goal. And that's Greg's goal also. And like I said, if he was here, he'd be telling you the same thing. He's got a big heart, he's got a lot of drive, and he's got a lot of plans that we've talked about for our township. And I think we can do a lot of good. And I really, again, I appreciate it. It means more than you can realize to get us to this point in life. So thank you. It really means a lot. Go ahead, Nora.
I think you should talk just a little bit about the needs of, from a township perspective, all of the boards, the zoning board,
Yep.
planning board, environmental commission, what's the one for business? Economic development, and parks commission. All these positions, all the people on these boards, they're all volunteers. And you should talk a bit about how we have to rebuild these to bring people back in to running your own town versus having just a few people that are plugged in there and staying there for 20 years, and other people don't get a chance to be participatory in the town. So that's something that the upcoming meeting, Frank's meeting, should people who want to participate, and you could be close to 80.
Just flash them.
Or you can be 20, or you can be what, 50? It doesn't matter how old you are.
How old are you, Martino?
You're out of town and you want to do something. If you had some ideas on that, I think you should talk about it.
All right.
Go, Nora.
Yeah. Most of what Nora just said is dead on. I mean, it's spot on accurate. That's pretty much what I would have stated. As she mentioned, we have multiple boards. I think we've got a total, I believe it's 9 boards, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. From everything from, like she mentioned, economic development, we have environmental boards, we have zoning, we have planning boards. A township committee obviously is the elected position. But we have a lot of boards, and those positions are, as she mentioned, volunteer. It would be ideal to have people on the boards that have the knowledge for it, but you can learn as you go also. There are experienced people on there that are very good, that will take you under their wing and teach you, but we need to get some different perspectives in some of these boards, different ways of doing it. And I'd like, as there's sheets, I think that Nora has them when you came in, there's different sheets you can sign up for. Like I mentioned, it takes a village. We need to get some fresh faces to get our town back on track. We're getting stagnant, and unfortunately that stagnancy is leading to what we're getting now. We're having rundown businesses. We have business coming in that, not to pick on one, but we have a discount dollar-related store that we have more than we have, of any other type of business, and it's unfortunately they're just not real good neighbors. But you got to be careful of what you do with certain business. There's better ways of doing it. There's smart growth, there's conservation growth, there's ways of making that happen, but it all happens through our boards. Everybody has to come before them. I have some neighbors sitting here that I have spoke with because of problems they're having with businesses or builders trying to come in their area, with things not being done the way they should be getting done, unfortunately. And we need to get people in there that have a backbone, that are willing to stand up for the residents. We need that togetherness. We need that community again that we have, unfortunately, we've lost a lot of. And we don't need to. It's here. It's here tonight. It's here when I've gone door to door. I've seen it. I've felt it. And that's the energy that keeps us going. That's what's kept me here. What's made me want to do this is because of you, because of the people. We have a fantastic ability to grow this town in such a positive way that we haven't seen in years. I don't want to use the make Franklinville great again, but that's basically, we have a great town. It just, unfortunately, it's covered under a lot of shadow. We need to clear that up. Let's bring the sunshine in. Let's bring it back the way it's supposed to be. Yes, Sarah?
I just, excuse me, want to add on what Nora said. I have served on a lot of boards here in the township, trust me, most of it is just a couple of hours once a month. When you can bring whatever your experience is to the board, if you're in the communications. The other thing I want to make up is that the Township Committee decides who's going to be on the boards. They start soliciting interest in November.
Yes.
I plan to go to the Township Committee sometime in September or October and stand up in public and say, it's time to start appointing people to these boards because of what they can bring to the board, not because you're just like giving them political rewards, because that's what's happening now. And we need people on the planning board who read the land use administration book and know what's going on. We need people on my communications commission meeting that have ideas for improving the website, for getting, for communicating with the residents more and bringing more transparency. But right now, they're appointing people either because they just need somebody to sit in the seat or because they want to reward somebody. And that's got to stop. And if anybody else wants to join me sometime in September and October to tell the Township Committee, because Dave and Greg will not be able to do anything because they won't win until November.
Now, who are willing to serve, and they're ignoring them. And they've got the audacity to say, we're the old boys club. In their advertisements for Burberry.
You want to volunteer for my campaign?
I ain't part of the old boys club, you know what I'm saying? That's what we all are, right? But I went to the township meeting until somebody got elected who I really can't stand. And I had a little problem keeping my mouth shut, which everybody doesn't know about. So I stopped going. But we need more people to go. We need, I could not be prouder of Sarah for standing up. My God, Sarah, you did a heck of a job. But we need people to be, don't be afraid. Stand up. Say, this is unacceptable. You know it's unacceptable. We've been living with it unacceptable. So where the hell are the people standing up and saying, this sucks? And we have enough. All right? So, I mean, get motivated. This is our chance in this town to do a new broom thing. And we need to do it. But we need you to get your sons and daughters. If you got any 20-year-olds out there who want to be rabble-rousers, send them our way. We'll teach you how. But please get involved, get your neighbors involved, and don't be afraid to mouth off. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Speaking of volunteers, when it comes time for this, for us to go door to door again, there are a lot of homes we didn't get a chance to see. If there is anybody that wants to volunteer to help with the campaign on a local or larger level, there are sheets you can sign up for, talk to us afterwards, which would be great. We could always use that help. I'd like to say campaigns ran on $0. They don't. We did ours on a very grassroots level. We kept it as minimal as we can. We also saved almost every sign just because we don't want to have to spend money unnecessarily. That's Greg and I want to keep it as fiscally responsible as we can. Unfortunately, you still do need donations. That's not what tonight is about, but I just wanted to mention it. There's a couple things you can scan over there for QR if you want to use a credit card. Everybody on this panel, I'm sure, could use donations to their different sides. So if you feel moved, please do so. If you don't, that's fine too. It's not what tonight's about. But I just wanted to mention it. Unfortunately, it's a necessary evil of the part of this business that we have to do. Outside of that, again, I want to thank everybody here that's been here tonight. Please hang around a little bit, grab whatever's left of refreshments, and spend some time talking with the candidates. You've heard them. We've got a great lineup this year, people that can do a lot, I think, that have the energy to do a lot of good. We just got to get them into those positions. And again, I pray for your support. God willing, like I said, Greg and I will get through. And that's the key to this. It takes your support. It takes that village. And thank you again for coming out. Thanks for your time. Thank you.